All right, good morning, sports fans. Nice to have you join us this morning on the show on Nagari FM 88.7. My name is OJ Matthew, and we have a whole lot for you this morning. So we'll be taking you to the world of basketball and not forgetting the world of football and other juicy stories making rounds this very day. Tuesday, the 28th day in the month of October, 2025. So without wasting time, let's quickly take you to the world of basketball. As Victor Wembanyama scored 24 points as the Spurs beat the Toronto Raptors 121 to 103 at the Frost Park Center. The Thunder, claimed a 101 to 94 win at the Dallas Mavericks, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander scoring 23 points. So the Thunder had a 22-point lead quarter to one later in the fourth quarter before they moved out of the reach. And Lauri McKinnon scored a career high 51 points to help the Utah Jazz to a 138 to 134 overtime victory against the Phoenix Suns at Delta Center in Salt Lake City. It was the first 50-point regular season game for a Jazz player since Karl Malone in 1998. And Tyrese Maxey scored 43 points as the Philadelphia 76ers overcame the Orlando Magic 136 to 124 at the home to end a fourth straight win despite the absence of Joel Embiid because of a knee injury. The Chicago Bulls also claimed a third successive win, beating the Atlanta Hawks 128 to 123 at the United Center. So looking at the results coming from the NBA this morning, Detroit Pistons 94. They lost 94 to 116 to Cleveland Cavaliers. And like you heard earlier, Philadelphia 76ers defeated Orlando Magic 136 to 124. Chicago Bulls 128, Atlanta Hawks 123, and Houston Rockets 137. And Brooklyn Nets 109. And New Orleans Pelicans lost at home to Boston Celtics by 90 to 122. And San Antonio Spurs 121. And Toronto Raptors 103. So Toronto Raptors are losing that encounter there. And Dallas Maverick lost to Oklahoma City Thunder by 94 to 101. And of course, the game between Utah Jazz and Phoenix Suns went to overtime. And at the end of the day, Utah Jazz were victors over Phoenix Suns by 138 to 134. So the Minnesota Thunderwolves defeated Denver Nuggets. Rather lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves lost to Denver Nuggets 114 to 124, and Golden State Warriors 131, and of course Phoenix Grizzlies 118. And the LA Lakers lost at home to Portland Trail Blazers 108 to 122. So that's the results are coming from the NBA, which started yesterday in the United States of America. And talking football now, the Aimba coach Stanley Eguma has been given a two-match ultimatum to turn the fortunes of the club around after 3 straight defeats in the Nigeria Premier Football League. The club's management issued a warning on Monday in the wake of their 2-1 defeat at Plateau United in Jos. Before then, they had fallen 2-1 at home against Warri Wolves, while the newly promoted side Concalifat, who adopted the International Stadium as their home ground, also recorded a 1-0 win against the Giants. The recent poor run sees the club in 9th place on the NPFL table with just 13 points out of a possible 30. They have 3 wins, 4 draws, and 3 defeats in 10 games. Their next 2 games, which Eguma and his technical crew must use to save their jobs. A classic fixture against Kano Pillars in Aba, as well as an Abia derby against neighbors Abia Warriors in Umahia. Now, according to a statement from the club has therefore directed that the technical crew must secure positive results in the next two fixtures against Kano Pillars in Aba this weekend and Abia Warriors in Umahia. The club said in a statement signed by the media officer David Orji. While we acknowledge the efforts of the technical crew so far, the current run of results does not reflect the club's ambition. Iguma joined the 9-time Nigerian champions in December 2024, replacing Yemi Olaruwaju. He led the team through a troubled campaign in 2024-2025, finishing 6th with 55 points. All right, and now talking about women football, National Women's Soccer League side Hastings Dash has congratulated Michelle Aliozi following her nomination to the 2025 FIFA Pro Women's World 11. Aliozi was among the 26 players who made the shortlist. His team Dash celebrated the Nigerian international with a short message on their official Facebook page. Congratulations to Michelle Aliozi for being named at the FIFA Pro Women's World 11 shortlist, reads the message. The 28-year-old impressed for Nigeria at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The right back was named in the team of the tournament alongside her teammates Rashidat Ajibade and Esther Okoronkwo. And head coach of Benin Republic's women's national team, Adoleye Oziro, believes that they stand a better chance of beating the Super Falcons Nations ticket after analyzing the last week. The Amazons of Benin Republic will lock on Nigeria in the second leg of the second round of the 2026 WAFCON qualifier in Abeokuta on Tuesday today. And of course, the time for the match is for the side are heading into today's return leg in the driver's seat following a 2-0 win over the Amazons last Friday in Lomé, Togo. So Nigeria's women's under-17 team, the Flamingos, will face a formidable Italian side in the round of 16 at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Morocco on Tuesday today, with a place in the quarterfinals on the line. The counter is set for pitch 2 of the Football Academy Mohammed the 6th in Rabat and promises to be one of the most intriguing fixtures of the knockout stage. This will be the first ever meeting between the two nations at this level. Italy, who have been one of the tournament's most impressive teams, qualified as Group A leaders after a flawless run of 3 straight victories, a thrilling 4-3 win over Brazil, a 3-1 triumph over host Morocco, and a convincing 3-0 victory over Costa Rica. Now, led by informed striker Giulia Galli, the tournament top scorer with 5 goals, the Italians have shown attacking flair and defensive discipline in equal measures, making them strong favorites heading into the tie. Nigeria, meanwhile, reached the round of 16 as one of the best third-place teams after a rocky start in Group D. And kickoff is scheduled for 8 o'clock Nigerian time. That's 8 o'clock this evening, with the winner progressing to the quarterfinals to face the winner between Paraguay and Mexico in what is shaping up to be a decisive battle of grit and, of course, ambition. And Nigerian-born striker, Sunday Adetunji has officially switched allegiance to Sudan after being granted the Sudanese citizenship. The Al Hilal forward, who has been a scintillating form since joining the Sudanese Giants, has reportedly been convinced by the club's hierarchy to represent the North African nation at the international level. Adetunji's prolific no-goal scoring run has made him one of the most talked about strikers in the Sudan Premier League. His contributions have been instrumental in Al Hilal's qualification for the CAF Champions League group stages, further enhancing his profile across the continent. With his new eligibility status, the former Rivers State star could make his debut for Sudan in the upcoming 2020 scheduled to take place in December. The move marks a major shift in his new career as he becomes one of the few Nigerian players to naturalize for another African country in pursuit of international football opportunities. Sudan's national team handlers are said to be keen in including the informed striker in their provisional AFCON squad, banking on his experience and goal scoring prowess to boost their attacking options. And talking about the Super Eagles now, Super Eagles coach Eric Chell has revealed he will invite one or two new players for next month 2026 World Cup playoffs in Morocco. The Franco-Malian tactician disclosed this while speaking to Nigerian legend Shego Digbami on his show. I will bring one or two players for November World Cup playoffs, and we will see after. Chill said. The coach has so far handed Benjamin Frederick, Jerome Ako, Felix Agu, Olakunle Olusegun, Chrysanthus Uche, and Tolu Arokudare their Super Eagles debut since taking charge in January. Nigeria will battle Gabon on the 13th of November for a place in the playoffs final against either DR Congo or Cameroon. The Super Eagles finish among the four best runners-up in Africa and must navigate the continental playoffs in November for a spot in the next match's intercontinental tie. And with less than 2 months to the start of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, more than 20 countries have reportedly turned down offers to play friendly matches against the host nation Morocco. Now, according to reports, the Atlas Lions have been actively seeking top African and, of course, international position as part of their preparation for the continental showpiece. However, several football associations have declined the invitation due to Morocco's insistence that all friendly matches or games be held within the country. While the Morocco Football Federation believes that playing on home soil will give their team the best possible preparation, many prospective opponents have cited logistical concerns, travel fatigue, and security considerations as reasons for their refusal. Now, Morocco, one of the tournament's favorites, continues to push ahead with its plans and is now exploring alternative options, including potential matches against club sides and national teams outside Africa. The 2025 AFCON is set to kick off in Morocco with the Atlas Lions hoping to end their long wait for continental glory on their home turf. And talking about the World Cup now, Lionel Messi wants to play for Argentina in next year's World Cup, but he says he will listen to his body before deciding whether he can make that dream come true. The 38-year-old striker for Inter Miami of MLS led Argentina to the 2022 World Cup title and yearns to be on the field when the national team, known as the Abyssalists, rather defend their crown next year in North America. Eight-time Ballon d'Or winner Messi, told NBC News in an interview broadcast, this morning that he will see next year how his body feels before deciding on whether or not he can play in the World Cup co-hosted by the United States, Mexico, and of course Canada. Messi, who has been playing professionally since 2004, wants the chance for one more star turn on football's biggest stage, and Messi has 198 appearances for the Argentine national team, scoring 114 goals in total. And talking about the English Premier League now, former Manchester United striker Wayne Rooney has criticized the duo of Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk amid Liverpool's poor run of form. The Reds have lost their last four league fixtures. Rooney has attributed this long streak to a lack of leadership, claiming that Salah's form is a big concern. The 3-2 defeat at Brentford leaves Liverpool seventh on the table and 7 points behind leaders Arsenal. Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah, they have signed new deals, but I don't think they have really led that team this season. Rooney said, I think body language tells you a lot, and I think we are seeing slightly different body language from the two of them, so says Wayne Rooney. Former Super Eagles captain John Mikel has claimed it is Arsenal's Premier League title to lose this season. The Gunners have been in sensational form so far, opening a 4-point gap at the top of the table. Mikel Arteta's men are also way ahead of their rivals Manchester City and Liverpool, leading them by 6 and 7 points respectively. Having criticized their mentality in the past, Mikel Obi has now admitted that they have the best squad in Europe. Martinelli coming off the bench, winning them games, and of course Eze coming off the bench. They are winning games. Mikel Obi said on his podcast. Meriel as well is injured. Havertz is injured. No Odegaard, no Gabriel Jesus. It's frightening. Yeah, the squad. The squad that Arsenal has got right now, and Mikel Arteta knows that. He knows that. He knows that this is Arsenal's title to lose. And very quickly now to La Liga, Atletico Madrid and a solid 2-0 win, I should say, at Real Betis on Monday to move forward in La Liga and bounce back from their Champions League thrashing by Arsenal. Diego Simeone's side lost 1-0 last week in North London, but put that defeat behind them with a strong display last night, where they beat Real Betis by 2-0. They were able to record only their second clean sheet in their last 9 games across all competitions and their first away win this season. And Real Madrid winger Vinicius Jr. is reportedly seriously considering leaving the club. The 25-year-old shouted, "Always me," at Alonso before saying, "I'm leaving the team. It's better I leave." Vinicius then stormed down the tunnel but returned a few minutes later. The Brazilian was later involved in a post-match altercation after the final whistle, arguing with Barcelona winger Lamine Yamal, who was at the center of the scuffle. And Brendan Rodgers have resigned. Yes, he has resigned as Celtic manager, with the Scottish Giants, a major shareholder, accusing him of divisive, misleading, and self-serving behavior. Former boss Martin O'Neill and ex-player Sean Maloney will take charge until a permanent successor is appointed, the club said. Rodgers' no second spell as Celtic ended after Sunday's 3-1 Scottish Premiership defeat at Hearts left them 8 points adrift of the Edinburgh side in second. The club, said in the statement that Brenda Rodgers leaves with our thanks for the role he has played during a period of continued success for the club, and we wish him further success in the future. Rodgers returned for a second spell at Celtic in 2023, winning successive titles to add to his league triumph from 2017 and, of course, 18. All right, and before we go this morning, I will still have more for you and talking about managers being sacked or leaving a particular club. Juventus, yes, so Juventus have sacked manager Igor Tudor following the side's defeat by Lazio. The Croatian joined the Italian club in March as Thiago Motta's replacement, but the 43-year-old has overseen an 8-match winless run, which has left the club 18th in the Serie A table. A defeat against Lazio on Sunday was the side's third consecutive loss in all competitions. Manchester United and Newcastle are closely monitoring England midfielder Elliot Anderson, with Nottingham Forest demanding a fee between £100 million and £120 million for the 22-year-old. And Barcelona lead the chase for Marseille's England forward Mason Greenwood, though Tottenham and West Ham are also interested in the 24-year-old. And Jobe Bellingham has no interest in joining Manchester United, who had been weighing up a potential loan deal for Borussia Dortmund's 20-year-old English midfielder. United will block transfer requests from England midfielder Kobe Mainoo and Netherlands forward Joshua Zirkzee if they ask to leave in January. And lastly, on the transfer market, gossip for you: Tottenham and Arsenal, and of course Newcastle, are monitoring Porto and Spain striker Samuel Ogbehua, who of course has a Nigerian connection. And of course, yes, like you heard, Tottenham, Arsenal, and Newcastle are of course monitoring his progress right now. On this note, we've come to the end of this edition of Negori Sports right here on Negori FM 88.0. It's 7 Braining KB. My name is OJ Matthew, and thank you for, of course, listening. God bless you. Let's do it again at the same time tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. And the newspaper review is coming up next.